I have some sweet wine here that I think is still good.
How do you know what to use?
Well, this is what, because you know, brandy and I mean this is very robust flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, you know, bourbon,
Mm-hmm.
cheap bourbon, of course.
Right.
You know, you don't pour your Jack Daniels over
No.
the stuff.
Oh, you should.
Cheap brandy.
Tea brandy, yeah.
But for the light fruit cake, which is more kind of floury and so forth, see how this.
It's got some cherry there.
Oh yeah, this is
Yeah.
still good.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a sweet wine.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what does this say here? California orange muscat. That will be
Ooh,
delicious
on solstice.
over the light fruit cake.
Yeah.
So this I'm going to save for that, and then a little cream sherry.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be just about enough to do these 5.
Okay.
So that's what I'm proposing to do, if that sounds good to you.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So, okay, and you know, honestly, I think it was kind of close, but I really don't think these are all that burned. I really don't. I think when they get soaked and marinated good,
Okay.
they're going to be fine.
Think about it, the pans were much thinner that those were baked in. So
Yeah, I
maybe the
think
heat
so.
got to them faster.
Because these were baked, I really like those thick
Yeah.
Pyrex dishes for baking.
Mhm.
But then this one was in a fairly thin pan, but it was in my oven, and this
Yeah.
one came out. See, this one's a little
A
bit
little
browner,
darker,
but
yeah, a little darker.
you know. So yeah, different kinds of metals.
Mhm. Here's the
Pretty
the
little
brew.
container.
The brew.
Brew, yeah. This was okay. So basically, you just kind of want to, you know, if you really want to be totally authentic, you'd get cheesecloth
Mm-hmm.
and several layers of it, and you soak the
Soak that
cheesecloth
in, yeah.
completely
I
in
remember
the
that
thing,
one. Yeah.
and which we used to do, but this works just as well
Mm-hmm.
without the expense of the cheesecloth.
So tell us what's in there now.
Hmm?
Tell us what
This is brandy.
the brandy. Okay.
Yeah, this is the cheap, original, extra smooth E&J
Brandy.
$5 supermarket special brandy.
Okay.
And basically what people used to do was they would make the cakes more like earlier in the year, and then you would put them away in a tin,
Yeah.
wrapped in and then now and then you would open the tin and pour a little bit more
Yeah.
booze on it. So, and then I'm going to add
A little bit
just
of
a
that.
bit of this, bit of the hair of the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Whoop.
Yeah, you may want to put that somewhere else to pour the whiskey bottles.
Ooh.
Well, but it doesn't go anywhere, see, and it will just all
Yeah.
get soaked back
Soak
into the
back in
cake,
there,
so you can
yeah.
be a little bit messy.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, and then we want to cover it up completely.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe once, after it's set about a week, I'm going to open it up and do a little bit more. So that basically is das ist alles.
Okay.
And then we're going to repeat with
Dry.
sometimes the cake has a little bit of a crack in the middle, so
Yeah.
that's
Helps.
good to pour.
Absorb it.
Now, traditionally, is this just for taste, or did it help preserve it, or
It helps
both?
preserve it, but most importantly, it moistens it.
Uh-huh.
Because see, it's really dry right now. I mean, you wouldn't want to eat this.
Well, she says about the one I made, the one in my oven.
Yeah, but even these, you wouldn't want to. These would kind of crack and fall apart if you tried to cut them, and so this basically moisturizes it.
Uh-huh.
Wonderful.
Sounds like the baker's maybe a little moisturized too right now. I'm kidding.
Just want to be careful not to use all of this because we've got 3 to go yet. I might have to buy a little bit more.
Okay. So in a week, you open it up, you put some more on,
Yeah.
and then do we mail them, or then do we let them sit some more?
Well, we'll probably want to mail them. Like obviously before Christmas, like maybe on the 21st or so.
Uh-huh.
And to the United States, if you want to do 3rd day or something. I figure if my brother gets mine, before New Year's, he'll be happy, whenever he gets it. So it's kind of up to you when you want to mail it. But once it's had the 2nd dose, then even while it's going somewhere in the mail, it's still going to be mellowing,
Uh-huh. That's right.
See, these are flat, so it won't run off quite as much, but it just kind of soaks down through the cake and goes everywhere. And then when you wrap them up, I usually try to find a little bit of decorative paper. You could just leave it in this foil underneath and wrap it in another layer of paper that's decorative and get a cheerful little ribbon around it. And voila! And people used to save tins. People were really into decorative Christmas tins when I was a kid, and everybody had their little trove. My mother always saved tins. The thing that my mother used to do, she always saved old Christmas cards.
Uh-huh.
And then she would cut off the page that was signed, and she would just take the front that usually didn't have a signature on it, but had all the pretty art on it.
Right.
And she would use that for
Decoration on the outside?
Package decorations, or just if there has to be a nameplate on the present to say who it was for, she would use it for that.
Uh-huh.
And that my mom, all that Depression thrift really stuck with her even after the ranch was making a little money. She would still do that. We would always use up the old Christmas cards. We always had a trove of them that we would go through, and so she would use these old Christmas cards on the Fruitcakes, and she would save any tins that we got. Ooh, that one got a good dose. Now, do you have a place, because I'm getting a little short of room here, do you have a place that you could handily, we could just put them all in a box?
Uh-huh.
You could take them somewhere and stick them in a cool, safe place in a cupboard or something. Do you have a spot?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure that it's all...
Just as long as the cakes are in our possession.
Okay.
Say
Oh,
yes.
you're afraid that I will leave town with the fruitcakes?
I'm going to say yes to anything that I have to get them into my house.
What cake?
What cake? You didn't send them over with us.
Yeah.
No, we haven't seen them. Well, that part would be true.
And speaking of saving Christmas cards, we had an old guy at work there. He was a real old timer. He'd been in and out of the Navy before World War I started. He put in his military time.
Oh, that was a real old timer.
Yeah, this was back in the 50s and early 60s when I first went to work. But anyway, and people exchanged a lot more Christmas cards at that work at that time than they have since. But you always got a Christmas card from old Bus Buzz, with his name Buzz Harbin. Lived in a boat. Wasn't actually a houseboat, but he pretty much used it as that. Anyway, you always got a Christmas card from old Buzz, except it could well have been the one that you gave him the year before.
He didn't double check.
No, he saved all the Christmas cards, and then he just crossed off the names inside.
Oh, God.
And wrote his own little message.
So he didn't even pretend like my mom did, that she wasn't recycling it.
No.
That's funny. That's a great story.
Everybody got one.
Well, it's the Fox accounts, right?
He came in one time just really mad, disgusted. He done something and he got a traffic ticket on the way into work. He said, the last traffic ticket I got was in 1918 when I was speeding on my motorcycle.
Oh, that'll be a great picture. You know, we're needing some fresh pictures of Squeaky on the website.
Oh,
yes.
yeah?
There we go.
Oh, that is so cute. She's all, I always wonder how they breathe when they have their nose buried in their fur like that. Let me see what kind of box I have now. This should be perfect.
Mm. Oh yeah. It's a little small box, maybe.
The long one on the bottom. Hopefully they, you want to hand me that other one there?
Sure.
Hopefully they fit. Oh, perfectly. Oh, just like it was made for
Made
them.
for it. Okay, there you go.
Yes, fabulous. We had a great place down in the basement where we had a cupboard where we always stored the jams and jellies and so forth, and it was very cool, and that was where we always put things to season. All right, there we go.
Yay.
Run, Dad. I'll distract her. You grab them and run.
Just set it down and I'll get on the way.
You're all
Run,
right
run.
on it, just so
Yes.
it's clear what the contents are, just in case anybody gets any ideas.
Yes. Wax sealed. Yep, okay. Got it.
Skull and crossbones.
Oh, good idea.
do not eat before it's time. Duvall's, this means you. Okay, Dad, I think it's ready.
No, look at it go squeaky.
I know.
Was it a little lopsided? I ran out of room.
It's great. It looks like somebody disturbed the tomb.
Here he needs a Santa hat on here.
Okay. Okay.
I'm scared. I won't go
Do not eat till ready.
Yeah.
About 10 minutes.
till we get back home.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, they're a little tough, so if you bite into them now, I hope you don't break off a tooth.
Hard tack.
Well, here you are.
Okay.
It is entrusted,
Okay, got it.
so I will do that.
Okay.
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 Take care. Fun
Thank
day.
you. Oh, yeah.
The tracking shot all the way to the Duval door.
Just to see how long it lasts.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night. Oh, the widget. Okay.